Alright, today we're going to be creating your own Notan artwork. We're going to create a background first, and then we will create our shape that goes inside the center after that and glue it on. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to use your colored Sharpies to make any kind of pattern that you would like on the background of your paper. I think I'm going to go with spirals this time. You can go with any kind of pattern that you like. Please just don't scribble all over it. Make your pattern look nice for your background for your Notan artwork. Once you have colored your pattern in Sharpie, you can use watercolor paint to go ahead and paint in the background however you like. I'm just going with kind of a mixed theme here, using different colors, kind of shade in there. All right, the next thing you're going to do, this is the part that's a little bit more difficult, is the Notan part. What you're going to do is pick out what color you want from the squares. There are different colors of squares. You just need one square. Pick out the color that you would like. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be drawing shapes on each edge of this square. I'm going to use a Sharpie. I want you guys to use pencil because Sharpie's going to show up after I cut it pretty badly. Pencil won't, but I want you to see it on the screen. And you're just going to make organic shapes. It doesn't have to be any shape in particular. You're just going to make like little shapes that go just on one side. I don't really want to do the corners. I'm just doing one side of it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the shapes that I want on each edge. Like I said, just organic shapes. They don't have to be anything in particular. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and cut out each one of the shapes that you just created. So after you cut it out, you're going to go ahead and fit it back together like a square. So the pieces that you cut out should fit exactly back in the place to rebuild your square, kind of like a puzzle. So you shouldn't have any pieces that you've cut off or removed. So see how that kind of fits back there. I'm going to cut the other pieces on the sides. And I really want to make sure that I'm lining my pieces back up so that they fit like a puzzle and that I don't have them upside down or backwards. So I'm going to finish these last two. Once I get these other ones cut out and you get it lined up like a square, all you're going to do is flip the cutout pieces over and then you'll glue them down. And you're going to have your positive and negative space that way. The positive space will be filled up with the color that you chose, and the negative space will be created once you've removed that color and created another shape, basically without having anything there. So on the background, what I would do is I would take that center piece. See, this is what you're going to end up doing. You're going to flip each piece over the opposite direction and glue it down. You don't want to get them mixed up and flip it to the left or the right. You want it to still be the square shape just flipped over. What I would do is I would start out by gluing your big piece in the center of your background. Just use dot, dot, not a lot around the edges. Don't make a big pool of glue so that it's not all clumpy. And then I would glue it about the center, so just kind of eye it. Kind of gauge where the center is. And then you line up your pieces, make sure you have them the right way. So if I flip this one over, I'm going to put glue on this side, and then I'm going to line it up right there. And that empty space that I have right underneath it, that's my negative space, where I don't really have a shape there, but it creates a shape itself. The red piece is the positive space, where it's actually a filled-in shape. So I'm going to continue to do this with the rest of my shapes. So I make sure I line them up the way they go back, like a puzzle. And then all I do is flip them over. Put glue on the edges and glue it down. And the same thing for the last piece. Just make sure you're, like I said, you have them lined up the right way and you're flipping them over the correct way. Add this. And then once these are done, you can go put them on the drying rack to dry. Your art piece should look something similar to this, or this one I made.